Good afternoon, folks. This is Fred Campos, owner of DFW Website Designers. It is a wonderful Monday, May the 3rd, 2021. Can you believe it? We're in the 5th month, and this is your 3 business tips at 3 o'clock in and around 3 minutes. Episode number 188. So this entire week, we started yesterday, we're going to talk about habits. I have read an awesome book called Atomic Habits. I like this book so much, I'm going to listen to it a second time. And for someone that's trying to get through 50 books a year, this means I really like it. We're going to talk a lot about habits. I'm learning a ton, would love to share it. Today, we're going to talk about beginning habits that you decide, focusing on being 1% better, and then focusing on the results. Habits. Habits are what makes life interesting. It's what we get to. I'm sure that you don't even think about driving. You probably think about other things. You're in the habit of driving. Habits are what determines whether or not we lose weight or gain weight. Good habits are what make us better. Bad habits are what decrease our life expectancy, cause us to make bad decisions. A habit is a repeatable pattern that has become part of our psyche, just something we don't think about it. And whether or not you are focused on your habits, we tend to get into habits, like it or not. As we talked about yesterday, the first thing is you have to identify with the process you want to be. So I'm going to talk today about deciding to do good habits, whatever that is. And part of deciding is a little bit what we reflected on is a part of the ID. One of the things that they talk about in the book is, somebody offers you a cigarette, your response is, no thanks, I'm trying to quit, versus saying, no thank you, I'm not even a smoker. The second is a huge decision of a totally different person. So the first thing you want to do when you create new habits, beginning habits, is you want to decide it up here so severely that it changes even your language. Again, the difference between I'm trying to quit smoking versus I am not a smoker. Do you see how the decision and even the words about that are different? The other thing is, I think we try to do too much, and he goes into that very much into the book. I want to lose 50 pounds. I have these audacious goals, but the reality is we should focus, business tip number 2, on just being 1% better. What tiny little thing can I do to improve this habit? If you focus on the really small things, what happens is they add up. And over the course of time, you could actually be 3 times better by just focusing on the 1%. And the third business tip, which is about habits and starting habits, is we need to focus on what the results get us, results focus, as opposed to the transition of the habit itself. So for example, I'm working on a habit this year of losing weight and walking every day. Well, walking is the habit, but I'm after the result of better health. If I focus on the result as opposed to the walking becomes a tedious task that if I focus too much on, I won't do, but the result of better health is something that I can focus on. So it's a little different. It's like shifting it from the habit itself to the result of the habit when it becomes a good habit. So we must decide, focus on being 1% better, and results focused as opposed to the habit itself. We're going to talk about this all week. I freaking love this book. Highly recommend it. I'll give more details down here. But nonetheless, I want you guys to be awesome. I always share what I'm learning. Now go back to sleep.